Welcome to another episode of Tottenham Hot Takes, 3 hot topics from the past week surrounding Tottenham Hotspur. We would love it if you guys could help us out in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts. As always, I have Nigel from Pure Coys to help me debate these topics. You will find a link to Nigel's channel in the pinned comment to the video, so please get subscribing. How you doing, Nigel? You all right, mate?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, really good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm trying to find positives out of a stone at the moment, but it's going all right.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, so we've got 3 hot takes for everybody today. So let us know what you think of what me and Nigel said today. The first one we're going to talk about is something that is going around the news this week, that Bayern Munich are trying to snap up one of our 18-year-old defenders. So the first question today is, will Vuskovic ever play for Spurs? And I'll let you go first on this, Nigel.
I'm hearing a lot of fans talking about Vuskovic possibly going to Bayern Munich. I don't see it at the moment. He's a Tottenham player. He's very much keen to play for Tottenham, as far as I'm aware. I think he will be in the team next season. I think he'll be one of our starters. I really do. You know, I think we will probably sell one of our 2 centre backs, and yeah, 100% I see Vuskovic playing next season. So yeah, I do think he will play for Spurs, no doubt. Listen, he is absolutely smashing it, isn't it, in Germany? And I think he's going to become one of the best defenders in the world. So how long we have him for, I don't know, but I do think he will play for Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree massively. I think there's too many reasons why not. ENIC, as we know, are a money-making machine. They know full well that he's only 18 years old, and whatever he gets offered for him now could double within the next 2 or 3 years. So not even ENIC are that stupid to sell him now. So they would get him in, they'd raise his value, then they'd sell him on. That's what I think will happen in the next few years. Also, he's contracted to 2030, so there's no reason to sell him. He's highly thought of by Croatian international manager. He will be going to the World Cup as well. Obviously, all the teams in Germany really like the look of him. So he's going to be a very, very top player. And if he's already gaining all that traction just as an 18-year-old, imagine when he's 21, 22, start going into his prime. Even defenders don't really hit their prime to like 23, 24. So you know, there's so much potential in this lad. There's no reason to sell him now. Plus, rumours of Van der Ven or Romero might be getting sold. There's no need really to sell another up-and-coming top defender. It would leave us short. So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever for Spurs to sell him. So I agree fully. I do not think Vuskovic will be going anywhere. And I think he'll be a Spurs player. And I think he'll be in and around the first team next season. And if he... You know, everywhere he goes, he just becomes the best defender in that league. He's done it in every single league he's been in. If he can do that and translate that to the Premier League, then Van der Ven and Romero better be looking over their shoulders, because he might be trying to take their place as well. He will believe he's good enough to. So that's good enough for me. Have you got anything to add on that, Nigel, at all?
No, I absolutely agree. I think we saw in pre-season just how good he was for Tottenham. You know, he played against Reading, didn't he? Come off the bench, scored. He just looks an absolute monster. And listen, we could have him for 4 or 5 years and he's still going to be 23, 24. So we've got plenty of time to sell him. Let's not sell him too soon. Let's enjoy him for a little while first.
I just really hope that we get a board that's going to base our whole squad around these types of players and not let him down like we've let every single top player down, because that's just ENIC for you. Hopefully one day they're out the door and we can start building to be a top side again. We've got everything we need to be a top side apart from the owners, ironically. So the next news of the week was Romero calling out the board again, saying it was disgusting that we didn't get any players in, or disgraceful, wasn't it, the word he used? Disgraceful that we didn't get any players in. They need help. They've only got 12 fit players at the moment. But the question of the day is, was Romero right to call out the board again?
This is a really difficult one, because as a fan, you're like, yes, He's saying everything that as a fan we want him to say. He's saying everything to the board that as fans we want to say to the board, but we can't because the board don't listen to us. So in that sense, you think, brilliant. This is what we need from our captain, our leader. He is supporting the fans. He is supporting the team. He has got Tottenham in his heart. But then take a step back and you think, has he got Tottenham in his heart? Or is he maybe angling for a move away? Did he sign that contract in the summer? And was he made promises that haven't been kept? You know, and maybe this is the only way he can get out by kicking up a stink, by calling out the board. You know, there's only one winner, isn't there? If he's constantly going at the board and going at as the people who hire him, basically, there is only one winner, and that'll be ENIC at the end of the day, and they will sell him. So, as a fan, I love it. But then when I take a step back, I'm like, actually, is he thinking of himself or is he thinking of the club and the fans? I don't know. Probably not the right thing to do. But as a fan, I love it. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I agree. I think he sounds to us like he really cares and he really wants to win trophies. I think he had a taste for it when he won the World Cup, and then he's gone on to win the Europa League with Spurs as well. He's won the Copa America twice, I think. So he's got winning in his blood. He's tasted it, and once a player has tasted that kind of thing, they just want to keep doing it. And he signed the 5-year deal. And he would never have signed that if he didn't have promises from ENIC. That's clear as day. They said, they've told us the same thing, by the way. So we know they've said it to him because they've told us that they're going to be concentrating on sport and success. We want to compete for Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues. And obviously, we're languishing at 14th in the league. We're out of the 2 cups already. We're only in the Champions League now, which, the bookies have put us at 33-1 to win. So they believe it more than we do. But yeah, I just think if he's angling to leave, that means he's been let down massively, because I don't think he would angle to leave if Spurs kept to their promises. So he signed that 5-year deal. He's probably regretting it now. He's probably trying to push his way out of the club, which in a way I don't blame him. If I was in a business, and I have been in this situation before, but obviously not to this scale, where I was made lots of promises and then they didn't keep them, I ended up leaving because I thought, well, you're not sticking to what you said, so why should I stay? So I understand what he's doing and why he's doing it. And like we said, we've got that Vuskovic waiting in the wings. If Romero gets sold for 60 to 70 million, because he's on a 5-year contract now, so we can ask for that, especially in this day and age. Mark Gay went for 20 million because he was like 6 months left on his contract. So he would easily go for 60, 70 million. So then we wouldn't need to replace Romero, just bring Vuskovic straight in, and then we can strengthen other areas. But do we trust ENIC to do that? And that's the only reason why I'd rather Romero stayed, because I wouldn't trust ENIC to buy in anybody of his caliber. So it would probably end up going backwards. So I hope he stays. He's a top player if you build around him. But if you don't, then we're going to end up losing him. Okay, so the last topic of the day is obviously Lange had his interview today. Lots of people have got angry about it. All I heard was blah, blah, blah. But the question today is, do you believe a word that comes out of Lange's mouth? And let you go with this, Nigel.
You know what? I watched that interview today, and it was copy and paste from last January, the January before. There's no doubt next January, it'll be exactly the same. The players are not available that we want. Absolute rubbish, I don't believe anything he says. I think he contradicts himself a lot. I just think, again, we were made promises in the summer that Spurs were going to act like this big club, that we're going to put the team first. We had a £150 million war chest. And now we're getting told it was really hard to do deals in January. The players weren't available that we wanted. We're not just going to bring players in that, because we're desperate. Where's the loan deals? We've got massive injuries, and we are languishing in the bottom half of the table. Effectively, within the next month, we could, unlikely, but we could be in a relegation scrap. We needed bodies through the door. You know, we needed players in, even if it's a couple on loan. Where was the planning? So absolutely, I do not believe a word he says. And again, he's come out with the old saying that, you know, we're ready to go. The plans are in place for the summer. Well, I thought the plans were in place for January, but nothing happened. So it is what it is. It's really frustrating at the moment, isn't it? Because as fans, we want the best for Tottenham, and it just feels like whoever's in charge up there, they don't want the best for Tottenham. So yeah, no, I don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. I'd like to see him sacked. Sadly, I don't think he will be.
Yeah, I agree completely, and I'd sack him tomorrow if I had the choice. You can't tell us as fans that you've been, because they did months ago. They told us we're planning for January. We know what our targets are. We're going to go big. ENIC are injecting money. We got all that story, didn't we? And when it came to the window, we signed. The only player we've actually signed is Conor Gallagher, in my opinion, for the first team. And the only reason why we signed him is because Bentancur got injured. So what was the actual plan? We needed a left winger before we went into the window. We sold our right winger, that was our top goal scorer last season, didn't replace him either, and ended up with one less striker than one less forward player than we had before the window started. So what was the actual plan? There was zero planning in this. And even the guy that was in charge of our transfers announced in the first week that he was leaving. Paratici, he said, see you later, I'm going. So then they had to drag Lange in from trying to buy the youth players, and he ended up just buying youth players anyway. So he carried on with the job he was doing, and I guarantee nobody was in charge of transfers because Paratici wasn't trusted to do it because he said, I'm leaving. So if somebody says they're leaving your company, you don't really trust them with the big jobs, do you? You normally say to them, either go on garden leave or whatever you say to them. So I don't think anybody was in charge of this transfer window. I don't believe for a second that you're telling me that if there was a player available that could improve our first 11, we would have dropped the money and we would have done it because money's not a problem. That's what he said in his interview. Yeah. So you're telling me in the whole world, you can't find one left winger that's better than Matisse Tell or better than other than Matisse Tell or nobody, because we ain't got no one there. And you saying there's nobody better than Sousa on the left wing back. You're telling me there's nobody better than Brennan Johnson on the right-hand side that you've just sold in the whole of the world. You need to sort your recruitment out. Your recruitment is a shambles. Like Brentford, Bournemouth, and Brighton are miles ahead of us when they find players. They could have found, if they had 3 positions available to buy, they would have bought 3 players in for about 15 million, and they all would have ended up being top players. So you're telling me Spurs, with all the resources, can't find any decent players? I think that's an absolute joke. I think they're liars, and they just wanted to save some money again. And you know what they're going to say in the summer, don't you? Oh, we couldn't sign the players we wanted to because of the World Cup. We're going to get that same story again. Yeah. Same story we had in the Euros. Exactly the same.
100%, mate. 100%. And it is so frustrating, isn't it, as a fan? Because, like I say, we want to see players come in to help the team. Frank needs it. As much as everyone's getting on Frank's back, he has been left really short. I think he's been shafted, to be honest. I really do.
I think because ENIC's lack of preparation, we've even forgot about booing Frank. We're so upset with ENIC, we've forgotten about Frank and how bad he's doing at the minute. So I'm hoping Frank can turn it around. I'm hoping with the players he has now, and hopefully some players come back and we don't get any more injuries, and hopefully some of the younger players that come through and get used show us what they can do. Maybe there's a green light at the end of the tunnel, but we'll see. We'll have to see. But that's it for today, everybody. Please let us know in the comments what you think of the 3 subjects we were talking about today. Please don't forget to subscribe to Pure Coys as well. That will be pinned in the comments. And thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.